Welcome to Aspire to Wellbeing's 21-day yoga challenge designed to help you develop a yoga practice as a habit. This 21-day challenge is aimed at the beginner yogi as well as those that are time poor with short and educational videos. You will develop a solid technique as well as learn the fundamentals of yoga. It takes 21 days to form a habit, so it is my hope that after this 21 days, yoga will be a regular part of your life. If you have just randomly come across this video and would like to participate in the 21-day challenge, I've popped all of the details to that in the description. Before we begin the daily video today, if you have not already warmed up, I've created a short warm-up for you and the link to that is in the description box as well. Welcome to day 20. Today's video is designed to help strengthen and prepare your body for an arm balance called crow pose. Don't worry if you don't quite get into this pose, it is definitely a journey. However, these preparatory poses will definitely give you the best start to getting there. It is a bit of fun, so take what works for you and leave what doesn't, and I will see you in the class. So crow pose is a beginner's arm balance, and although it's an entry-level arm balance, it can be quite a leap for some beginner yogis to take. So today I'm going to share with you 4 of the biggest mistakes people make when attempting crow pose and 6 poses that will help you prepare and strengthen your body for crow pose. So the first common mistake in crow pose is that your hand placement isn't correct and you're not gripping the mat. Your hands should be placed flat on the mat, but with a slight bend in the knuckles so that you are able to press down into the finger pads as well as the heel of the hand. A lot of people just bring their weight into the heel of their hand, and then that's going to mean that your wrists become really sore. So I want you to visualize gripping the mat with each finger as though you're climbing a rock wall. And this will keep you safer in the wrists as well. The second common mistake is allowing the elbows to splay outward away from your body. You really want the elbows to hug in, almost like when you're doing Chaturanga Dandasana. Okay, so you're using the inner chest, inner shoulder muscles to squeeze those elbows in. So allowing the elbows to splay outwards might seem easier because you're creating a wider base of support, but in fact it makes it harder because your elbows and your arms then are further away from your center of gravity. Not to mention there's a lot more room for injury because you're not aligned properly. The third error is believing that you need to strengthen your arms or your upper body for crow pose. Yes, they need to have a certain level of strength, but it's mostly that your core strength is lacking. Believe it or not, crow does rely more on your core strength than your arm strength. Your arms are simply creating a shelf for you to place your body weight on. It's your abs that must lift the body weight upwards to maintain that stability. And so the final common mistake that people make is looking down rather than looking forward. Where your eyes go, your body will follow. So what we want to imagine is that we're birds, little baby birds, and we're just peering out of that nest. So our eyes are actually coming forward and we're looking forward on the mat rather than dropping our head down. And that's when you will probably face plant it. So let's get into some exercises that will help strengthen you for crow pose. So the first one is a plank with a tiger curl. So we do this one a lot in our vinyasa style classes. We're going to come into our plank position. Shoulders are going to be over the wrists. Try and think about clawing the mat like that it was a rock wall, and lengthen tailbone down towards the knees. lengthen the tailbone down towards the back of the knees. And so from here, we want to draw the belly in, curl the spine, and try to get the knee to touch the tricep. We're separating the shoulder blades here, keeping the eyes between the thumbs. And then back to your plank position. And then again, scooping the pubic bone up towards the navel, curling the ribs to hips. And now if your knee doesn't touch your triceps, you're probably too far back with your shoulders. You want to bring the shoulders over the knuckles or over the fingertips. So you exhale to curl and touch. Inhale back to plank. Exhale to curl. Inhale to plank. So that's also going to help you build the core strength, but also get you to start getting those knees up towards the triceps. The second exercise is going to be Chaturanga Dandasana. So I alluded to this, that we need our elbows to be tucked in by our sides for our best opportunity in crow pose. And also we're balancing on the arms. So to get into Chaturanga Dandasana, we can come through our knees to start with, and then we can practice on our toes. So we're in that same position with the shoulders way over the hands, or way over the wrists, towards the knuckles and the fingernails. Then we will lengthen the tailbone down towards the heels, draw the pubic bone up towards the navel. And then as you come down, come forward as you come down so the elbows can make a little ledge. So the elbows really hug into those ribs. And then you'll press up. You can try a couple of them on your knees, or you can come onto your toes. Just halfway down is good, because that way that helps establish that rib to elbow connection. So the third one is lizard lunge with a wingspan. So what this is going to do is give you, or build you, the inner thigh strength that we need to hug the legs into our arms. So we'll take a regular style lizard lunge. I might just take it this way because you'll be able to see me a little easier. So coming into a nice forward lunge, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and your leg outside of the shoulder or outside of the arm. I might come this way. And then from here, you want to use your inner thigh to hug in towards your upper arm. Tuck the back toe under and lift the knee. So you're in a high lunge. Then from here, you're going to thread the arm behind you. You can keep the fingertips to the floor for now, and then thread the heart forward like you're peering out of that nest analogy again. Now the leg will want to splay out to the side. You need to use your inner thighs, hug them in energetically, and then you can start to lift the fingers off the floor, point them towards the back foot. And so that one's quite a fun one to do. The fourth exercise is Malasana, yogi squat. This is going to help open up the hips. So to take this pose, you take your feet as wide as you need to allow the heels to come towards the floor. And then you'll use your elbows to press the knees nice and wide. Use your outer glutes to keep them wide as well, so we're using muscles. The elbows can come to the inside of the knees. And then here, rather than dumping your weight down, I want you to energetically hug the heels towards each other so you can feel that your mula bandha or your pelvic floor is engaging. So it's quite active, you're not dumping down into your flexibility. Use your elbows to push out, but also use them to push down. Hug the heels in so that you've got a strong core. Speaking of core, the fourth exercise, the fifth one is going to be boat pose. So I alluded before that core strength is more important than upper body strength for crow pose. So you want to be able to hold boat pose for about a minute. So obviously it might be something you're working up towards. To take Navasana or boat pose, start with your feet on the floor. And then with your spine straight, just lean back a little bit. If you've got naturally long hamstrings, you can extend your legs up towards the sky. Otherwise, haven't warmed up my hamstrings today, so just keep your knees bent is okay, and you're just going to hold that little balance. So you'll use your abdominals obviously to hold yourself up, but also think about hugging the inner thighs in towards each other in this pose as well, because that will help really strengthen not only those inner thighs but also the pelvic floor. And then the last preparatory pose to help you with your crow pose is actually doing crow pose but lying down on your back, just so you kind of get the feel of where everything needs to be. So lying down on our back, we're going to bring the hands and flex the hands as though you were pushing them against the ceiling, so pretending it's like an upside down mat. We want to bend the elbows, hug the elbows in. So you'll use those chest and front of the shoulder muscles. Then from here, bring the knees in towards your elbows, and then tuck the chin in, and we want to curl the ribs to hips until the elbows slide over the knees and your knees are actually on your triceps. So you'll be drawing the belly in, tucking the tailbone under, so you're curling the spine. You'll feel the abdominals engage, and then release. So you could do a few of those. Exhale to curl up, hold it for a few breaths, and then inhale to come down. I will quickly show you what crow pose looks like, what you're working up towards. If you do want to try it and you still have that little bit of fear factor, you can go and pop a pillow underneath your face so that at least if you do face plant it, you'll be face planting into something soft. You're not that far away from the floor, but it's more one of those things where your mind usually stops you. We're going to grip the floor like we're climbing a rock wall. Taking the squat position, using the inner thighs and using the abdominals to bring the knees to the upper triceps, just like we did when we were upside down. Scooping the pubic bone towards the navel and drawing the belly button to the back of the spine. And then from here, rather than thinking about pushing up with the hands, keep those elbows like chaturanga arms, hugging in to parallel, and then just start to bring your weight looking forward like you're peering out of that nest. And then perhaps one foot will float off and maybe both feet will float off. You want to keep looking forward, not looking down, keep rounding your spine, trying to draw the belly in. And that's crow pose, that's what we're working up towards. It's a fun little balance once you get the hang of it. And the biggest thing that I hear once people do get crow pose is that they just didn't go forward far enough. Okay, so keep thinking about going forward or trying to peer out of that nest.
Congratulations on completing another day of the 21-day yoga challenge. Don't forget to like and comment on each daily video, letting me know you've completed the day of the challenge and letting me know how you went to stay in the running for the monthly prize draw, where each month one lucky subscriber will win a 1-hour private yoga session with me. T's and C's for this competition are in the description box below. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.